Hello and welcome to Amplify Coffee Chat. Come along and join us as we explore how worship looks like for ministries and believers in Singapore.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Amplify Coffee Chat, where we chat about different ministries in Singapore and what they are and what do they do and what worship looks like for them. And today I have a special guest with me, and his name is Keith from Interseed. Welcome to the show, Keith.
Hi Douglas. Hi the rest of the Amplify Podcast family as well. It's really great to be here today.
Thanks for taking time to come down and to chat with us and to share about what Interseed is. Before we start, this is a question that I always ask my guests, since this is the Amplify Coffee Chat. Do you drink coffee?
Yes, I do.
What coffee do you usually go?
I usually do black coffee without sugar.
Long black, Americano?
Long black, Americano. Anything's fine. Yeah.
Wow, without sugar,
Yes.
without milk?
Without milk as well.
Wow, okay, that's great. I used to do that in the mornings, but my favorite, if I go to Starbucks, is Ristretto Bianco.
Wow, that's very that's very detailed.
Classy name, but it's just a normal coffee. But during the Christmas season, I'll drink a peppermint mocha.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. So other than long black, do you go for any other coffees?
No, I don't. I actually don't really. I'm not really an everyday coffee drinker.
Okay.
So as and when I do need a little bit of caffeine boost, then I'll have a coffee.
Nice. All right, enough for coffee chat. Now we'll go down to what Interseed really is. So can you share with us what is Interseed?
So in a nutshell, right, Interseed is a Christian startup. And if you're wondering, how do you spell Interseed, right? It's spelled INTERSEED. Essentially, it's a play on the word intercede, which is praying for others, and seed, sowing the seed of God's love into others. So what we really are, as the name suggests, and we believe that, through prayer, we are sowing the seeds of God's love into an individual's heart and letting it blossom into something beautiful over time. And what we've developed, we are a startup, we are a tech company, it's an app, which is kind of available now both on the App Store and the Play Store. And Interseed is a global digital house of prayer, really a safe place where believers or even non-believers, right, can come and experience God's love and be united in prayer. It is also a tool that is sharp and points to the Lord all the time. It's a place of connection and a place of blessing for everyone who believes that prayer, like us, is a powerful way to bring godly change in this age. So, prayer is very crucial to our faith, right? Every day we spend time with the Lord, we read the word and then we pray. It's essentially communication with God. And it is very important to our ministry as well and what we do. So we believe that, as we build up a person's personal prayer life, this flows into prayer for others, the community, the nations, and as well the kingdom. And Interseed was built with all these in mind. So we just launched a new update in December 2021. So when you first go in, right, what you do is you open up and there are daily activities that you can complete. And what we want to do is to strengthen an individual's prayer life and walk with God, and also to be a conduit to tasting and seeing that the Lord is good. So every day you come in, there's daily verses, there's devotionals that we write as well. There's daily prayers with prayer pointers. And some of these prayer pointers can come from some of our partners as well, which is from the different nations. And there's some self-reflection questions as well, to just kind of help you sink deeper into the Word and intentionally spend time in the secret place with Him. Most of these daily activities are kind of thematic as well, reflecting themes in the global calendar as well as the Christian calendar. So, stuff like February is coming, right? There is Valentine's, and there's Chinese New Year as well.
Oh yes.
So the theme is family, relationships, love, friendships, and then Good Friday, Easter is coming. We can do a series of Lent and all that. But it also gives us the opportunity to address social trends and social issues if we wanted to, and also to push content from some of our partners. Yeah.
So Interseed is first and foremost an app.
Yes, that's right.
Wow, okay. So it's an app that has like daily devotions, and you can read the Bible, the scripture on that app.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. And I think it's really cool in the sense like what you mentioned. I think it's an app that actually gathers people.
Yes, that's right.
It's community, and I think one thing good is that during this pandemic, this COVID, where we are all while some churches have already opened up to on-site and other churches have not, I think community is even a stronger message.
Yes.
And I think this app really is built upon that to build the community, to build up the faith in the community. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
So it's an app that anyone can go to the Google Play Store or the Apple Store to download.
Yes, that's right. So you can just go in and search Interseed, how we spelt it, and you can download it. You just mentioned about community, right?
Yes.
So we just now we're just sharing on the daily activities, the devotions and the prayers, and that's about the person's personal walk with God. But we also believe, and as I mentioned earlier, it kind of also overflows into prayer for others in the community. So we've actually built that as well, and we just as you've mentioned, we understand the importance of community for our faith. We're all part of churches, cell groups, or even volunteer in the community, whether with social work or ground up initiatives. And we've kind of looked at it and built all this in mind. So we have actually a community feature within the app.
Wow.
So essentially it's like a social feed, right? Where users can come in, can post their prayer requests, both publicly and anonymously. Anonymously, because we know that sometimes prayers are sensitive, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's you're struggling with work, struggling with addiction, struggling with maybe even health issues.
Yeah.
We want to protect our users and assure them that, hey, look, you post a prayer request that's safe. Nobody can come and identify you and all. So what we've done is actually when you post a prayer request anonymously, we hide your name, but we kind of put a fake name, if you might. We kind of generate that on the back end. So when other people see it, it's more personal as well.
Yeah.
It's just not praying for like an anonymous person.
Yeah.
It's praying for this person. But you receive all that prayer requests, the comments that come in. So you actually receive the blessings, that love from the rest of the community. And yeah, so that's what we've done for the anonymous function, which is kind of cool, I think. And this community that's within the app, when you post into this social feed, it is made up of all of you listening, right? It can be from different churches, from different nations, and really just build relationships and connection, and essentially fellowship as well. And we also encourage users to kind of bless others, right, by praying over any of the prayer requests that you see. But we also understand that, in our prayer life, it's just not about, prayer requests. It's also about thanksgivings, testimonies, and encouragements. And we've kind of built all these options in as well. So as a user, you can come and create, and you can sort and find these kind of posts. So you can share an encouragement, something that God has impressed on your heart to encourage the community. So we can all grow together and deepen our walk with God. You can also post testimonies, right? Testifying of how the Lord has delivered us, whether it's a situation where you're sad or crying out to the Lord, and how He has transformed and molded us. Additionally, with all these posts, we've built a Bible verse module as well. So you can add any verse from the Bible, you can upload pictures, and in future, we'll be allowing different forms of media. Different forms of media can be like, let's say, replying with an audio, replying with stickers, images, or what we've also planned in the next few months is kind of recommended prayers. So kind of like set prayers. So if somebody posts a prayer, let's say about anxiety, and tag it as an anxiety, we kind of recommend you, hey, maybe you can, if you do not pray for someone with anxiety, these are kind of the set prayers that you can use. You can just send to this person. You can, of course, edit it, so it's free form in that sense. Yeah.
Wow, I think it's so cool because we are in this day and age where where most of the young people, or even for us, we are into the social media, and I think that you guys go into the social media, the digital world. I think it's really cool, and I think some people feel more comfortable sharing, or putting up prayer requests in the social media rather than face to face. So I think it's really cool.
Yeah. You've also seen that, right? So
Yes. So, I wish our listeners can see the app and we can show them the app and how So if you want, if you guys are interested, y'all can go and download it and check it out. Check out the app. Yeah. I'm interested to know how did all these start off?
So all these started off, it's not just a bunch of us, the group of us just come together and decided, hey, let's start an app. As you know, building an app or even like tech startup is not easy. So this whole idea is actually a vision that was seeded by God to one of our co-founders. And in this vision, God was very specific in the features and what Interseed needed to do. Kind of like a blueprint, right, of the app, all the features and all the modules. If you think about it, it's kind of like Noah's Ark, right? There was a vision given to Noah, and then he had to build this ark and all that kind of things. And really what we needed to do in this vision was to build an app that unites people in prayer, to build a habit and culture of prayer through gamification, which I can touch on in a little bit, and to bring back biblical truth into this digital space. So, I just spoke about gamification, and what we really wanted to do, or in this vision, is to build a habit and culture of prayer. And what we do with gamification is it's coming soon, in the next 1 month or so. There are actually challenges that users can complete. And these challenges help a user to keep track of their progress. Progress such as, completing the daily activities a set number of times, whether it's posting a prayer, encouragement or testimony a number of times, or even just responding to others. And to sum all these kind of challenges up, there's also a level system within the app. And as you progress through these levels, you actually level up by kind of like interacting. So all the different interactions, whether it's completing like the daily prayer, posting a prayer
are there
request.
any points?
Yes. So any points, there's always a reward, right? You want to spur users and encourage users. So yes, there's a reward for this. So when you level up or if you complete a challenge, we actually reward users with seeds, which is kind of like an in-app currency. And you can use this seeds to redeem for badges, which can be sent. Yeah, exactly. So we kind of all mesh everything up together. And so you can send these little badges to each post. And in future, some of these badges have unique stuff attached to it, whether it's like some visual elements or stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And then how they birth forth from there, like, the ideas and how you all get together.
Yeah, so actually, even how the team got together was kind of through divine appointments. For me, myself, I was actually in Abu Dhabi for a startup conference, I think in early 2020, just before the pandemic. And I met one of the co-founders' colleagues there. We were just like booth mates, right, sitting next to each other. Back then, I was representing my own company as another startup. And then we just chatted, just bonded. We realized that we're both Christians, so we just talked to each other. And then he shared with me this idea about a Christian social media platform. So I was like, oh, this is very interesting. So I went back to pray about it, and I felt that God saying, hey, look, just go and find out a little bit more. And so I came back to Singapore, connected with the rest of the team, and I felt God saying that, this is where I've placed you, at least for a season. So I said, okay, sure, I'll just join. And we started this right in the heart of the pandemic.
Wow.
It was kind of scary because, you don't know where it's going to go. But I think on looking back, it was also a very timely point in time, right? Because churches were kind of all going digital. And so it was kind of natural for us that, hey, look, we're trying to take prayer digital in that sense and really build this digital community.
Wow. So you left your job. I mean, plus the friend that you met and the other co-founders, all of you left your job in the midst of the pandemic.
Yeah, so for me, I left my job. The rest as well, and one or two of them, one of them actually also joined and left his previous position. So all of us came together and worked on this project. Yeah.
Wow. And how long has this Interseed been on?
So we've been around for about 1.5 years, or maybe 3/4 years, if I'm not wrong.
Since 2020, right?
Yeah, so since 2020, yep.
Yeah, so to date, what are the milestones or achievements that you guys have done?
Yeah, I think definitely the biggest achievement for us is definitely launching an app.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow, it's just an app.
I mean, it's not easy to begin with,
yes,
right?
Definitely.
Even funding to build such a thing and building a movement on even on social media. So if you go to our Instagram account as well, there's a lot of content there. We also do a live prayer room every week.
On IG?
On IG and Facebook. I think this year we are planning to scale it up a little bit to different platforms as well. And so just putting everything together and putting it to how the Lord wanted is definitely an achievement. And we really just want to thank the Lord for that. Just getting us step by step. And also definitely the community within the app, right? People who believe in that vision, who said, yes, I will join you. Only you're small, I don't know what you guys, maybe people don't really know what you guys we are doing, but they still come and join us and just post prayer requests, even respond to people. I think that's really an achievement and milestone for us.
Wow. And are there any testimonies that you guys received, or even your own personal testimonies?
Yeah, so I think for us, the biggest testimony, of course, is it's how Interseed came to fruition and where we are now. It's really God moving, and we can definitely see that. And the other, just operating this for the past 1 year, 1.5, just seeing lives being touched and prayer requests being answered. I think that's the the biggest testimony that we can share, right? And that's how we really can see the hand of God move through the body of Christ as well. And I think for us, it's not about the massive numbers, although we do want to get to a sizable user base as well. But it's more about what's on God's heart, right? And the lives that we touch. In terms of specific testimonies, through the prayer room that we run on social media, on Instagram, we actually open it up for prayer requests during the session and before the session as well. So we get prayer requests either through DMs or people who tune into the live session, they leave it in the comments. And we've actually prayed for someone who was seeking a job. Wow. I think this was, last year, mid last year or something like that. And we really thank the Lord, right, that towards the end of last year, doors were open for this person, and this person received an offer, and they started a new position this year. And we continue to pray, that this person doesn't just have a new job, but a new environment and community to be a blessing. We have also seen testimonies, not just from Singapore, but during Christmas in 2021, last year, we've actually saw a person in another country. Right? We don't know who this person is because it's a public platform, right? It's global. This person actually posted a picture and just a testimony, just being in that country and just ministering to the people there. Lives were touched, people are saved, and there were salvations. So that was actually a very heartwarming testimony. Wow. Yeah, and we don't know who this person is, so it's like, how do you even, how did this even person hear about Interseed? And he's willing to share all these wonderful testimonies just to encourage the body as well.
Wow. That's awesome. That's really heartwarming to know that, all the stuff that you guys do, lives are being saved.
Yeah.
Wow. A hard question. Okay, what are the challenges that you guys face?
I think definitely there's a lot of challenges. I think the first and foremost is, it's not easy to step out of our comfort zones to start something new, especially something that's pretty out there, right? When we first started this, going to say, hey, look, we're building a digital app for prayer. In everyone's mind, prayer is kind of like, we gather in a place and we, whether it's cell groups, churches, prayer meetings, and we speak and we pray, right? It's a very like meetup kind of thing. But saying that, hey, you can also pray online. You can pray by just sending someone a text. I think that was a bit of like people were like, oh, what are you trying to do? And so getting past that barrier was one challenge. But this is the vision from God, so we stay true to it. And also the next thing is also funding, right? As you know, I mentioned earlier, building an app is not really the cheapest thing, especially in Singapore. And also bringing the right talent on board, right? Because yes, we can build an app, we can go and find cheap developers everywhere, but when it fails and all, then it's not very good for the community. And also kind of just getting a team in there so that they can sit down, they can research future features and all. I think that's also some of the challenges that we face. But I personally believe that when God calls you into a place or a kingdom assignment, it is extremely important to be faithful in that call and to really lean into His promises and to exercise faith and trust in the direction that we are going. So that's, I think, some of the challenges as for the company. But I think personally, there's a few other challenges as well. There's this prayer movement that we do on Instagram. Yeah. So when the team first shared the idea, we want to do this live every Monday evening. We get 2 people come in, run this prayer room. I was like, that's a cool idea. So I asked, who's going to lead it? And they said, we can get friends. We get some pastors to come on board as guests. And it's like, cool, that's great. And then slowly we ran out of contacts. And then they were like, so who else is going to do it? Maybe Keith can do it. And I was like, So for me, like, if you ask me to pray, I'm like, okay, yeah, if I go to someone, I'll pray with you and all. In a prayer meeting, I'm usually the most quiet or like, the person that goes last, right? I'm like a bit shy in that sense. Asking me to like pray live in front of a camera, that's just like, whoa, out there. So I think, that there was one situation when we ran out of contacts. Then I said, they asked me, do you want to do it? And I was like, but I just said yes. So I went on board. I did it, and I think it was okay. So I just thought it's a one-off, right? And then it won't be there for the next few weeks.
And then you became permanent.
And then I became permanent. So they said like, we want to build a regular host so that people can like relate to it. And I was like, familiar face. Familiar face. I'm like, shucks. Yeah, but I think it's a challenge that God has placed on my heart. And every before the session every Monday, I actually do need to spend some time with the Lord to really just seek His heart. And really just, ask Him to give me that confidence and that strength to lead the
I've
session.
seen it on IG Live, and you are natural, man. You're natural.
Yeah, it's all God. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's cool. Okay, if someone has like a vision or a dream from God, but they are a little bit scared to take that bold step. Like, it could be, they leave their position in their work and just go all out. How would you encourage someone to, to dive in to this? It's so scary, especially during this pandemic period. You don't have a fixed income and stuff like that. How would you encourage someone to dive in?
I think the first is definitely to pray. To really seek the Lord, to ensure that this is where the Lord has called you to be, right? And I believe that, if this is where the Lord has asked you to be, and if you feel that sense of peace, you should say yes to it, right? Take that step of faith and really just exercise that faith, and do it. And I also believe that God will definitely provide every step of the way, and we've seen it as well, right? Sometimes as a company we see, funding is running dry, right? We may be a bit afraid that, we're going to run out in X number of months. Then my own analytical mind and background in finance and all will just like freak out. It's like, oh no, what are we going to do after that? I can't plan ahead. I can't just build all these features. Or do I want to release everything to all the users? But just praying and just making sure that God is with us. And we've seen God come true, right? At the last minute, the people have said, yes, okay, we'll walk with you, we'll journey with you. We just really want to thank the Lord every step of the way. But yes, I want to encourage people who who want to step out to just do it, right? Just say yes and go for it. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. Okay, so what is needed for Interseed? Like what are y'all really needing? Like be it manpower, volunteers, even talents or money. What are you guys needing it now?
So what we really need is each and every one of you listening. No, but seriously, right? In our next phase, which is this year, we believe that the call is to go to the nations. I mean, that's the vision, right? To build a global house of prayer, and really connect the Christians all over the world together in prayer. And to achieve this goal, we do need resources, and that can come in various forms. Money, we'll keep the lights, all the servers in the back end running. We keep the development going and all our timelines, and we can meet all our timelines and keep the team running as well. So that's one thing. Volunteers and talents are greatly needed. Whether you have a heart to develop something for the kingdom, we want to invite you to come on board to the team, or whether you have a passion for design or social media, or even a passion for video, because in this year what we really want to do is to push more videos. So the app, as the devotions and stuff, yes, text is great. We have the system can actually handle audio and video as well. So when you open it up, just not reading devotions, you can watch a video, you can actually listen to it. So all that has all been built, but we do need a team to kind of ramp up the production of that. And maybe if you have a heart to write, that's amazing as well. And on the note of videos, right, we also want to push testimonies, because what we believe in this year, it's what is on the Lord's heart is to push stories, right? The stories of how God has transformed a person's life, right? And really just be a blessing to others, to encourage people as well. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and I think the last thing is also definitely is how I started this, right? It's really people who believe in the vision and kind of want to walk with us and journey with us. A lot of us are being used to using platforms or apps that have an established brand name. Whether it's Facebook, Gmail. I remember when Gmail first came into the world, right? It was like, what's this email thing? I think the selling point was unlimited storage, right? So I got invite code, I signed up, I was like, very excited. Facebook as well, right? When it was a very, very new company, we didn't see really the birth of it because it was in the US campus. But when it came to our local shores, I remember being one of the first few to go in. I got invite code. I was like, what's this like Friendster rival or something that we had to play with. But I also believe, there's something magical, if you remember, about those Facebook Gmail times, about walking with a small company, right, with a product that may be a bit rough on the edges, still figuring out its footing. But over time, it blossomed into something really, really big. So, it's kind of like in my mind, it's kind of like a mustard seed, right? It's this little thing, but, if you actually see what a mustard tree looks like, it's huge.
Yes.
So you're wondering, what's this little small thing that, over time it grows? So what we believe is that, we are that seed, and with God and with each and every one of you, right? Over time, we'll grow into something big. Yeah.
Wow, cool. You talk about vision.
Yeah.
So what is the vision that you and your team see for Interseed?
So for the year, or
it could be for the year, or down the road.
Yeah. So I think for us, especially this year, it's really to have the joy for our team and our community to experience the joy of the Lord. I think it's also very apt. Over the past 2 years, it's kind of been a bit of uncertainty. A bit like, what's going to happen? But I believe this year is also going to be a year of joy. We're going to find renewing joy that comes from the Holy Spirit, of course, and God as well, and also intentionality. I think that's being very intentional in what we do, whether it's spending time with the Lord, whether it's blessing someone or loving the community, which is what we're big on, right? Loving the community through prayer and all. So yeah, that's the vision for us, and definitely to the nations, and sharing about how someone from a different nation has struggled with something, and then encouraging the rest of the body as well.
Wow, beautiful. Hey, if you are listening to this vision and if it resonates with you, you can join to be part of the Interseed. Okay, you can follow the link that we will put in the comments below. Okay, you can download the app. What else can they do? Download the app. Go and check out the IG and also join in for the global prayer every first Monday of the month.
Yes. So what we're doing is the global prayer room on social media, Instagram, Facebook. I think this year we'll do YouTube as well. It runs every Monday at 8:30 p.m. And it's a time where we just invite people to come in to pray. Whether it's for global crisis as we see, or even social trends, or even if you have a prayer request, we want to invite you to come in and just share it with the rest of the community. We will pray for you, and actually in the comment section, it's a very healthy community going. So every time we pray, there's people responding. We've seen people post a prayer request in the comments. And then the rest of the community just chime in, and sometimes we even lose that prayer request because when there's so much activity that we kind of miss it. So I think that's one thing. Of course, download the app.
Yes,
be a part of the community as well, and it's a really amazing community in the app.
Yes. That's so cool. I already downloaded the app, but I can't wait for the further updates.
Yeah.
And I think for any one of you listeners who want to who are looking for a community, I think this is a great way. Go download the app. Go check out their IG and the other platforms, and do pray about it. If you feel in your heart and your heart is resonating with the vision of Interseed, do pray about it and see where God leads you to build and sow into this ministry as well. And that's all the time we have today. Thank you, Keith, for coming down and sharing what Interseed is all about. And I hope that our listeners are excited and want to download the Interseed app and check out the IG. Thank you. That's all the time we have today. Do check out Interseed as well as Amplify Podcast. And we'll see you next time soon.
See ya.
See ya.